good for me because I don't have to.
How much did Eugene say this door was?
I don't know what happened to that guy. He gave $500 to stay that night and do that door. It was like $650 in materials.
How much do you think this door is?
How much? Yeah, how much are these solid wood core doors?
This is not solid wood. This is
solid core.
Yeah, probably $60.
$60. He said it was like 600.
He said
He added a zero. He added a zero.
He added a zero.
These are $600 doors. They're industrial. No, they're not.
Gotham City Solutions. Oh my God. That's what I was saving. We dealt with
a contractor and he goes, if you don't find someone,
he aged 10 years dealing with this asshole.
Exactly. I'm not saying I'm perfect because everybody who comes after say, oh, everything is wrong. I'm not that type of person. If something is right, I say it's right. It doesn't matter. But everything they did over here, it doesn't look to me they know what they was doing.
You should have read his reaction when he came in. He came in here and he almost fainted seeing this. He's like, this is junk. He said exactly what we were saying. He said they started off well there, and then halfway they just
after day 11.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ground floor. How are you going to use this?
Nope.
This you could use it in upper floors. It's fine, but not in the sub. This always from the basement get moisture.
Yep.
Nothing happened. In a couple of years, we'll start buckling.
So what are we doing with the drop down here?
Leave them as is. They still work.
Tesla charging station.
Stop it. No Tesla service. Yeah, we need a garage door in the whole front, and we're going to drive Teslas in here. No.
No. He loves Teslas.
Oh, God.
No.
So that he put down. It's in terror. It's
sick wood, actually.
Yeah, this is trash.
No, it's sick wood.
Yeah. Well, I think he cut that out.
I mean, you have this.
This is why
you have a hole in it already.
Oh, do you see why my impression was rip out everything this guy did?
By the floor plans, I'm sorry. How many square feet is this space, Mr. Wood? The whole first floor.
The first floor is 2,500.
2,500. That's what we lost.
2,300 in Washington.
Huh? He has a tool. He says 2,500.
I spent 100
plus loss. 2,500.
Landlord!
Landlord!
He couldn't help himself. I said 23. He's like, no, 25. Loss factor. What loss factor?
He said he hit him with the loss.
What loss factor?
Yeah, he did.
The lobby? Is it the lobby?
He knew that triggers you too.
No, we want the color that's in this picture.
Oh, it's different.
That's different.
Okay.
These guys are winning architects.
Yeah?
This guy did more work than my architect did. Look at this.
Just a random fan made something better than the architect could.
For 7K. This was free.
This was free, completely free.
Legitimate.
It looks exactly like what we would want it to look like.
Yeah, like they actually put the design and stuff in the...
No platform, that's what I'm saying, but in that area.
No, we don't want to go up or anything. We just want the 3/4 inch plywood and that's it.
Just shims under the
Yeah,
plywood.
just shims, yeah.
No deck.
No deck. No decking. This is not a backyard barbecue, no deck.
Deck?
No deck.
That guy knew stuff like 10 times.
And if he doesn't know his stuff, or his house burned down, or anything like that, YouTube will let me know! We're gonna make this into a good place. Fuck Eugene. Yo, we said it at the same time. No, seriously, I'm not gonna let him ruin my fucking business and company.
Right? Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So I wanted to show you this walkthrough from day 40 with the contractor. This is not the one that we've settled on, but it's just one of 3 that are in the running to help get us out of this pit that we're in. It comes very highly recommended from the building's managing agent, and I'd like to see what he says and what he can do. So a few days ago at 4 o'clock, Paul and I were going to sit, write out a perfect scope of work, go over the floor plan, say, here's what light fixtures go where, here's what breaker or switch each one of those should be on, here's exactly where the electrical outlet should go, here's exactly what we want done in a very specific line item, written out scope of work that is exactly what the guy should do. And we didn't get all the way through it because this contractor called and said, I'm available, I'd like to meet with you, I'd like to go through your scope of work, I have time now. So we went over. Now we went through and we discussed everything. We wound up coming back to the store and spent a good day coming up with an exact scope of work for this gentleman, and we sent it to him. So what you're seeing over here is what we had before we had the perfectly written out scope of work. But it's a good thing we got to meet with him, because we kind of wound up editing a couple of things in the scope of work that we probably wouldn't have if we didn't have a back and forth conversation with the gentleman. So this is one of the 3 contractors that is in the running to do this space for us and get everything done properly. The managing agent, he manages about 60 buildings, and said this guy is able to get about 4,000 square foot of flooring done in under 3 days. He's fast, he's good at his job. As you can imagine at this point, personal referrals just don't mean as much as they used to anymore. So we're going to be digging through and doing a lot of homework on this individual, this contractor, this person, his company, very thoroughly and methodically before giving him an effing dime. I will get back to you all with what the quote winds up being. I'm curious what you think of their methods for just about everything. And honestly, the biggest mistake that I made throughout this entire series, the thing is, when it came to the real estate series, I shared everything with you. I showed you the brokers, I showed you the realtors, I showed you the property owners, I showed you the properties, I walked you through every step of the process. And I'm not saying that I included you in every little aspect of the decision making. It's not like I was going to let YouTube make the decision as to what space I take or what space I don't take. But I most certainly took everything that the people said under advisement. When it came to choosing a contractor, I just chose a contractor. I didn't include you in any of the process. Most of the contractors wouldn't even show up or give me the time of day or speak to me at all. So, I mean, imagine what it would be like if I'm like, oh yeah, do you mind if I record this process to show it to people? It was just something that never struck me. And it was also, since I got the personal referral, you combine it with the fact that most contractors were ignoring me, the general lack of comfort that most of them had with being recorded, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to make this decision on my own. And that was a god-awful thing to do, because if I had simply posted that contract that I got from that contractor, or just showed the camera as he was explaining what he was going to do, you all would have found out every single piece of information that I found before I gave him a dime of money, and I would have been able to make a decision based on that. I stopped including you, the viewers, in this journey that I've been including you in for the past 5-7 years of my channel. I've shared everything on how we do business. I've shared all the new developments in my business. I've shared all this stuff. I shared the entire real estate series, and at the end of November, I just shut it off. And I shut it off, admittedly, because of what happened with the 30th Street real estate deal. You know, the owner of the building wound up seeing what I was saying about his super and me calling the super a cunt. And, you know, he got pissed off at it. So I said, you know, okay, we'll wait till the deal's done. But the reality is that it's a really good thing that he turned that deal off when I said the super was a cunt. Because the super was a cunt. The managing agent of the building was also a cunt for trying to charge an additional 1 month in deposit with that sneaky ass shit of, oh yeah, it's the last 3 months, not the first 3 months. But above all, that space would have utterly bankrupted my company. You see what it's like trying to get construction done or renovation done on this space, which is in fairly good condition. If I had rented that space, Eli would have won his bet like that. Bam. It's actually a good thing that they got aggravated. I would rather they get aggravated and not want to deal with me as a result of me saying what I say than them being happy with me as I give them 5 figures of money. They screw me over repeatedly, switch out things, and do shoddy work. No. If somebody's aggravated at me because I've shared what they say with viewers, great. You don't need to be the person that I hire. You don't need to be the realtor that I rent from. You don't need to be the landlord that I deal with. I would rather go that way and be cautious and likely alienate somebody who would want to take the job as a result of them being on video and being on camera and me sharing this entire process than I would have someone be more gung-ho, more open to working with me, but also get fucked because I didn't share everything with the viewers. And as you know, this whole the real estate thing, the construction thing, this isn't a new world to me. And when it comes to real estate, I'm fairly good at navigating the bullshit of all the realtors. And at some point, I don't know if it was high stress, I don't know if it was that I was putting in a lot of work to be able to try and afford to make the move and working late nights, or just I was burned out from dealing with people's bullshit. But I made at the end of the day, I signed off on a dumbass decision to use a dumbass contractor, in my opinion. And I have to take the blame for that. But what I'd like to do is start rectifying that mistake, realize what I did wrong, in addition to all the things I did wrong in that decision process. When I look back, the thing that made that process different from everything else is I shut you out. I shut all of you out who are interested in watching this entire process. I didn't include you in it at all. And that's a big part of where I screwed up. So I'm not going to do that again. For every contractor that wants to give a bid, they're going to be giving a bid, not just to me, they're going to be giving it into my camera. And they're going to be giving it to all of you. For any one of those contractors who wants to explain their methodology as to how they're going to do something, they're not just explaining it to Paul, myself, or Steve. They're going to be explaining it to all of you. And I am genuinely curious to hear your input. So, you know, again, it doesn't mean that I'm going to listen to every single one of 1.08 million people. But I will take the aggregate of what I see under advisement, and I'm not going to get, I'm not going to get stuck at a sunken cost fallacy, doing the construction the way that the other place wanted. And I'm going to do this in a more rational way. So that being said, let's move on to day 40.
And how do you do that?
By cutting the 2x4, 2x6, start with 0 and go to the regular size by the wall.
So cut 2x4 and 2x6. And
yes.
How is that different from this way?
Because they start with 2x4 in corner and they keep racing up.
Oh, so they started with 2x4s in the corner and then they kept racing the whole thing.
You don't have to. You just go 0. Where is 0? You keep it 0. You don't do nothing. You just go this way, and all those 2x4s needs to be attached in concrete with the concrete nails, with gun, with the power gun. Because everything they put it on top, even what
and you're talking about the long nails, right?
Yes, which goes
straight
in concrete.
Down in the concrete.
With the nail gun. And going with plywood, regular plywood on top. Everything, because the new floor needs to be installed on top of plywood.
Now, what's the solution going to be to that, though, after that?
So that side is not concrete. I think the concrete ends somewhere around the radiator.
Where?
Yeah, this is not
where is the
concrete under here? Where realistically, where do we know for sure where the concrete ends? No.
It's at the end of the basement.
This is slab.
How they change the vertical walls? It's something happened. Where is that concrete? It doesn't matter for us.
Let's see. Which one is basement?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's already on. I didn't turn the lights on. So yeah, see the floor here is these 3 pieces of wood. And then this ends at some point, and then concrete begins.
No, this is not the continuous over there next side the wall. This is just on top. It's nothing to do with other stuff. Let me do this.
What would you think? Yeah.
I have to move the whole floor out.
That's what we have to do. Yeah.
Figure about any other thing. When we move the floor out,
then you can see what
we're going to see exactly what we're going to do to keep the floor below. Start 0 when it's 0, nothing on top, and racing on that side where it's 0.
Time period. How long will it take?
To take the floor out, take the whole stuff out, 1 week.
Okay, that's good.
Go on.
After that, we're going to come back and see what's exactly here. Because I don't know what's under the floor.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
This is what?
Another side? No, they said some places concrete.
Let's say it's all concrete. Let's say it's all this.
I'm just going to put 2x4 on top, nail gun, to the concrete. Not on top of the concrete, what they did over there. And
so you're going to do it properly?
Yes.
Time period. How long will it take?
Another 2 weeks.
So it should take you 3 weeks to do.
Yes.
Okay, so in 5 weeks, you should be out of here.
For sure.
Okay.
If I don't get out in 4 weeks.
4 weeks. No, 5 weeks.
I'll
give you 5 weeks.
Okay.
Because one of the days are going to be a snow day, and you're going to tell me that you
out in 5 weeks, I'll do it for free.
I like that. I like that.
Okay. But the reality is, if you're saying it's 3 weeks, in 5 weeks you should be able to.
For sure.
Yes, for sure. 1,000%.
Okay. That's what we'll look.
Yes. And we'll do proper.
So,
not look ahead.
how much space are we going to do? You see how much space we lost from here to here?
And you're going close to the ceiling.
That's the thing. So how much space are we going to lose by?
We're going to lose the level from 0, which is there, and how high is here. All we're going to lose.
Whatever it is.
He's saying it's going down. He said it went down 5 inches.
5 inch, 5 inch plus 2 inch, 7 inch plus plywood, ½ inch. And plus ½ inch, 5, 7, 8 inch total.
Okay.
Would be the max.
That will be the max.
At one point.
On that point, when it's low.
When it's not
correct
level, yeah.
At
The
this
point that's
point,
the least.
at this point, when
Should
it's
be the same.
At this point when it's zero, it's going to be
I still don't want to do
2x4
that. I don't want this
plus
platform.
half inch.
I never wanted this
I
platform.
don't want a platform either. I feel like I'm doing a
Yeah, this
different version of the same
Okay,
thing.
so
Yeah,
that's one
it really
scenario.
is.
What if we don't want a platform at all?
Where?
Bulldog.
What if no 2x4s or anything like that? What if we
Not
just
leveling out the
not
floor,
leveling
just
anything.
leaving the floor as is.
Just
Whatever the pitch is, it's just putting down a new wood floor.
Yeah.
that's going to be much easier.
Okay.
But the floor is not going to look good. You'll have
It's not
problems.
that. It's just wavy in a couple areas. It's not. It's not grossly out of whack. So
It's like towards the radiator is where it does this.
Yeah. So
I have
towards
no
the
problems.
radiator.
I'm just going to go with plywood on top of the existing floor. Yeah, and I'm going to nail it with the concrete nails on top and go and build a new floor on top. If you're going to have furniture on top, you're not going to be able to see much.
just plywood, or you thin set then plywood?
No, just plywood
Just
with
plywood?
concrete nails. We don't need nothing else. 3/4 inch, not half inch, 3/4 inch plywood. Nail gun, nails, concrete nails on top, paper, new floor on top.
See, I think that the decoupling membranes. I think that would smooth out the
Squeaking on the floor.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, kind of.
We built
At this point, honestly, we don't even want it perfect, right? We don't care, man.
You're gonna have furniture on top, so you're not gonna have the whole space open.
Exactly.
So you're not gonna see it.
How much time would that cut by doing it this way?
We'll cut 1 week,
1 week off.
and we'll give you more space from
To the ceiling.
so you can
Thank you.
And no transition or anything like that.
Nothing.
No, yeah.
No transition to the bathrooms. Nothing like that.
Nothing.
That's more of a solution. That's what we
That's
need.
what we're looking for.
I
Is there
told
any
you,
way?
I'm afraid it's not gonna look straight.
He's saying it might look like junk, because then,
There is going to be a difference.
That's what it started with.
yeah.
So what if? Is it possible to only?
Because I don't want to
address the
blame
worst
him then,
areas?
because if we're saying yes to that, that can't be his
By the
problem.
bathrooms, we're not going to raise the bathroom floors, no.
No.
So it's gonna be just 3/4 inch, 1.5 inches, about 2 inch transition. Which
So smooth
just
transition.
smooth and build the
Okay,
wood,
okay.
which is for the doors to get transition from floor to
Sounds good?
You know, the doors open into the space, not into the bathrooms.
I'm gonna change the doors
To open into the bathrooms? Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, I mean,
Is there a problem with wheelchairs if there is a 2-inch difference?
Which one is gonna be handicapped?
well, we're not gonna have it open to public, so.
It doesn't matter.
Much better landlord than Hub.
I had a 5th floor walk-up, okay? The city made me put in that the doors were instead of 28 or 36.
This is the ADA one.
Used to previously ADA one.
Okay.
This is the one that's ADA.
So, Jin, you're gonna need like a piece of marble.
Yes. On
To
the
get-
door, transition marble. And I'm gonna change the doors. I'm gonna open the doors inside. No
Is
more
that,
outside.
is that still ADA compliant?
Yes.
In order to meet this floor, you're gonna need. Correct.
We're gonna go with a marble. Yeah, no, we go with marble.
Just the marble
Transition
threshold,
marble.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna change those doors.
You're just gonna do a wide marble threshold.
Yes. And I'm gonna change the doors to open inside.
Should we peel up the area where it's most nasty right now so you can just see what the
Oh, that's
on the
gonna
floor
take
there?
too long.
Just give me a
That's,
give me a ham.
this one.
I'll pull up. That's
So, in your opinion, would this be the fastest method? It would, right?
Fast and strong floor. And when you put the furniture and stuff on top, you're not gonna be able to see much the floor.
The waviness.
difference.
The way it
Because-
Yeah, like I wish I can show you this
Because
right
yeah,
now,
it
but
crowns over
Furniture
here.
covers.
It goes back down over here, then it comes back up in this corner. It's
We're
wavy.
just gonna go
yeah.
same way with the plywood and floor.
See, a plywood being on it would probably mitigate some of that.
would
You're
it,
still gonna
would
see
it be
it,
a
but-
problem though? Because the plywood's gonna be technically lifted at some point.
No,
No?
the nails.
Once you nail it, it's
the
gonna
nail
bend
gun,
it?
Plywood will-
The nail gun is gonna curl the plywood flush to the floor.
Okay.
If we have just slabs or I will say 2x2 or 3x3 or 4x4 feet, we could play with shims a little bit. under that space to make sure it doesn't crook too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Just to smooth it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be amazing.
If it's very bad, which I could see the plywood doesn't curb to go
that's
down,
what I'm worried about.
and it doesn't flash to the concrete,
Yeah.
which is going to affect the floor and top. We could put some shims, under
Yeah,
the,
that's
under
perfect.
the
That would be
plywood.
perfect.
That'll actually be perfect.
Yeah,
Man.
that would work out.
Just to kind of, but again, it's not going to be 100% level.
No, we're at this point we'll take that.
We're not looking for Rick and Morty for true level anymore.
I'm just telling you because
No,
it's good
thank
to
you
make
for
it
that.
clear
Actually.
now.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And trust me, at this point, we've thrown that out the window.
No Rick and Morty true level.
Yeah.
But just like all we want is for the worst areas to be addressed, and the rest can be a little winky.
Worst
We want it so
areas
that you sit down in a
shims.
chair and the chairs will
Yeah,
start
keep
rolling.
pulling around.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Yeah, because like right in this area, if you were sitting on a chair, you would just wind up wheeling your way to the reach.
This is all garbage.
This is garbage. Garbage.
I don't know
goes
even why
down.
they use it. This.
The sanded pine we could probably use.
This maybe we can keep for
This is
us
okay.
to make like shelving or something.
That plywood over there is okay.
Yep.
We can keep it. But this is garbage.
Yeah, this is junk. Yeah.
I was gonna cut this up and sell it as
Yeah.
as
Out? Okay.
Yeah, no walls.
And what are we doing in this floor? Same
Air
thing?
conditioning.
Wood all the way?
Yeah.
Same thing as here?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, because
Might as well.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Huh?
We know for every aspect
Chabon?
of this workshop.
He's going through it one by one. Yeah.
What's going to happen? We're going to have a problem by the door with floor.
If we do this side too.
If we go with the same floor, there's no space for the door.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
That's-
Okay, so what do you think is the best? What do you think is the best?
We have to keep this area where the door opens. Just this area over here. Probably take these tiles off.
Maybe put some pattern or
And
something,
put
make
some
it look
pattern,
nice.
something
Yeah.
else to make sure it doesn't interfere with the door.
Yeah.
And the rest, and this area square, we could put little transition from the floor
Yeah.
to this floor, which affects the doors.
What do you think? Good.
No wood here.
He's the floor guy, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
my best.
So what do you? Oh, he doesn't speak.
No, he speaks Albanian. Talk to me. He knows
Translate. Okay. So yeah, I
the
mean,
woodwork is the best.
yeah, of course.
And this is the here stays.
That's staying. Yeah. So
We're gonna do the sheetrock and plastic and stuff.
It's moving the AC to the wall at the moment.
Oh, you want to move this?
Yeah,
wall?
look.
Okay.
It's here.
Yeah. So I guess no. So we're moving this to the
Yeah,
wall.
This is very AC
this is why it's good to write this.
because it's pipes.
You don't have.
to take the
Yeah,
gas.
you don't
I
have.
have.
You
I
have.
can get my guys. Everything you need here I can get. If what I do, 80% I do by myself. 20% I can get my guys I
Yeah.
work with
To do. Okay.
to do it.
All right.
It's possible to move that without discharging it, but
That's
you
why
have to
I'm
be
afraid
very
because
careful.
They have pipes inside.
Yeah, but it's bendable copper. You can bend that flat and put it up against
I
the
will
wall.
try.
You just have to be real careful
I
with
will
it.
try.
Yeah.
But I'm
If you
not-
split a pipe, then you have to wind up getting it recharged.
Yes, recharged.
But it's all bendable copper. You should be able to just straighten it out, put it up against the wall if you're careful.
Fixing this ceiling thing is also.
Yeah, I'm gonna plaster and sheet.
Yeah.
rock.
So one by one. So
Coated.
pretty much all of this. I mean, you can keep this. We have a
Yeah.
copy of it. That way you go one by one, and you know exactly what you're looking for. We forget the epoxy stuff.
We don't
here.
need epoxy.
We don't need that anymore.
No epoxy anymore. What's this laminate oak? Oh, we got that.
Yeah, that we went over.
Moved from mini split unit to
Yeah, this
wall
was
removal.
it?
Yeah, I got that. Install new vinyl floor
Well,
epoxy. We
yeah,
don't need
ignore
anymore.
that anymore. No more
Remove
vinyl
tile
floor.
flooring. Where is we talking this?
Yeah,
we don't
yes,
have
it
to
is.
remove anymore.
Well, this stuff.
Well, if you think no, you don't need
This,
to.
this is we have to finish because this is going to be porcelain tile up here.
Oh,
We
he
have to
said
fit
by
it
the
in.
door only.
Yeah, because I was.
I mean, like this has the like you can't you can fix this and leave that. I mean, if we're gonna be doing the floor, I figure.
By going with 2x4 on top, the 2x4 is gonna level. Some place you need more, some place you need less.
okay.
So you don't have
Yeah.
to touch that.
He's saying less labor, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And over here now.
Okay,
again,
so
what
you just want to do up to here, like 4
only
feet
when the
from
door,
the door.
Yeah.
only when the door opens.
Yeah.
To clear
Put a nice
that.
pattern or something,
Yeah.
maybe a
Yeah.
logo or something.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And little transition, so square around or round, whatever you want. You want a square or you want a round. I could do both designs is the same.
Round would probably be nice.
Round would probably be nice, yeah.
Yeah, round
Maybe have like
and
company logo or something.
yeah,
That would be amazing if we could get that done.
and transition around the floor where the door.
Do you have a tile guy that can actually do? Because we want our
No
logo.
problem.
If we could do our logo in the tile.
No problem.
All right. Like if you look at the sign, I made, you see our logo on it.
Yes.
Do that circle
nails
right
put in.
No, have logo would be really nice.
Anything you
By
want.
the door.
Right.
Jim, do you have a sponge or something?
Not with me.
See what you're wrong with that.
Why? What do you think?
That's terracotta under there.
Want a cherry?
That would be, if you just by the door, if you left it.
Yeah, we have
it. If you clean it up real good and polish it, it'll probably look okay.
Oh, I think it would look phenomenal.
I got it, Mr. Weather.
Okay.
That remains to be seen. You gotta get the tile. Yeah, because it's cracked over there. Well, it's all cracked over here, so if there's a crack running through it, it's not gonna look good.
But over here, Jim?
Right here. That's not it.
Yeah, if you sand that down and polish it, it will look okay. That chipped marble is good flooring. Yeah, that's chipped marble flooring. That's what you use in schools and office buildings and government buildings. It's good stuff. But it's cracking over here. So that's probably why they covered it, because it's starting to crack in areas.
Oh yeah, this is.
That's the problem with this. As buildings settle, it starts cracking in areas. The building's so old, it settles.
I don't know, but if nothing
Hanging on
happened
about the
here,
door.
just by the door.
Yes. We could
Just
try
by
to
the
make
door.
it to bring this back.
What do you think?
Yeah, if it's not cracked, if it's in good condition, but there's also a line here. What's underneath here? There's something different underneath here.
Yes.
An earthquake.
You see this that line there? There probably is a different tile here or something like that.
Earthquake.
But yeah, once we rip the tile up, whatever
Yeah,
whatever
we'll
solution is
see.
good. Yeah.
But, you know,
But yeah,
I just
I
love
that
going
floor.
back
Yeah,
to
I love that
the,
floor.
that's going back to the original. And, you know, if you wanted something where people are walking and then you have a welcome mat or something, you know, to wipe your feet, but that, you're not gonna get nicer than that.
And it's cracked over here like this.
Yeah, I don't know
Something
what's
is going on here.
Yeah.
That's not
Well,
good.
what we're thinking
That's
about
not
It
what
could be because of the door when they.
like you guys want like a 1950s vibe to the place, right? An original vibe to the place. So what we're thinking is the small tiles, the little 1 inch by 1 inch squares, but within inlay in that our company logo inlaid in it, like they would have did back in the 50s, where they put the building number in the floor,
Right.
but have our company logo on the floor instead.
Very thin, because we have, the door doesn't give too much.
Yeah, I don't know if we have
See?
to put
Once
the
you
mud
take
on
this
it,
down,
We don't have-
we have to
I
see.
think that actually happened because of the
because
door.
you only have like a half inch
And when we're
Going
gonna
up.
take this one out,
and
maybe we have.
between the mud and the tiles, I don't know if you're gonna have enough room.
We have to take it all up and see what's under it.
All right, so then I guess factor in that we have to take this up, take it out.
In there or a valve in there, then I'd rather put an access panel than just closing it up.
We'll do that, we'll open it up and
Yeah.
look at what's inside.
Okay.
You have already exhaust fan, toilet is fine, sink. You have another one here. We're gonna change this door and open inside over here and paint it. Over here, same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, just paint it. And change the
Paint,
door.
door, and
Change the door to open inside. So it's gonna be open space.
open space.
So not dividing any room.
No dividing.
I got it. And we're gonna go same floor. They did on that side. We're gonna get same one.
And red.
Red oak. Red oak. None finished. And polyurethane, satin clear.
Yes.
When the whole floor is finished.
Yep.
Electric, except we put it here. You just go with this condom around.
That one's going to end there. Same thing mirrored on this wall. Probably only 3 over here, 1 or 2 in this corner. That's it.
Okay. And we have the box over there. So
Yeah.
Circuit breaker box. 3/4 inch red oak. So same line on the other side. On this wall.
How many per breaker?
Only 4 boxes per breaker.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 breakers for this wall, 2 breakers for that wall, 1 breaker for that wall.
That wall. Okay. And no light fixtures, everything will
No,
remain.
we'll do that.
We'll take care of that later on.
Okay.
That's a later on thing.
There is, I think there's a short in one
Yeah,
of these.
one of these lights is short, that's why it's out. And these used to be on 3 separate switches. I still want them on 3 separate switches. He screwed it up over here. He put all 3 of these strings on 1 switch. I want it all separated again, back to the way it was. That's where the 3 switches were in that junction box up there. And he brought it down to this junction box over here. 1 switch for the entire space. So I want 3 switches for 1, 2, and 3.
For 1 line, switch, switch, switch.
Yes.
And where do you want those switches?
Probably on the other side of.
But this is
we're
going.
we're getting rid of the
taking
wall.
out this.
So put a box next to the breaker
The
panel.
circuit breaker panel.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's a box on the wall next to the breaker panel.
You have the sheet, Paul?
No.
He didn't bring his.
Do you have your sheet on you?
Yes.
Everything that he's saying, we have to write down.
Yeah, of course.
Like a perfect scope of work.
Because we have a problem.
Well, I'm
where
gonna make him
customers
give me
are
a,
waiting, they lean up against it, turn our lights off. So maybe just the front one up here, and then the back one's over there.
Over there. Got it.
But really, probably all the back ones over here, and we'll just have a night light on all the time. So when you walk in,
So
there's
that's
some
the
light.
idea of what it's going to look like, something similar
Yeah,
to
you'll
this.
bring all this other things.
Yeah, furniture we'll take care
You
of.
bring the furniture in.
That's that sheet that has, you
We'll
know.
take off what
We'll
we're
take
not
off
doing
the
and
whole
we
thing.
put
Do you have a
what
pen?
we're doing.
We should update the scope of work now.
Yeah, here actually.
None of this will be remembered. So for his proposal, for how he would do the floor, update this with his proposal on how to do the floor. What you said about outlets, everything.
Yeah.
Cross out, no vinyl flooring.
But if you look at what he was putting down there, there's knots, there's holes in the floor. You're gonna use that, or you're gonna get?
Not using this anymore. That room is already done.
It
They
is?
want to change it.
You didn't put it down.
I know, unless they want to change. I know.
Okay. That he put down. It's it's
Sick wood option.
no, it's sick wood, or as he
Oh,
would say,
he's saying
it's
like
sick wood.
it's shot.
It's all over, and they have holes from there.
It has holes in the knots. Did you look at it?
Was that the stuff out here that he was picking out the bad pieces, or is that the stuff inside the office? What a fucking
I
clown.
don't like it. I mean, if you asked me, I would not accept this.
Yeah, like, what a clown.
This wood is not acceptable. Yeah. I mean, you have this, these knots that.
They have a lot. That's some of them. Look at all of them.
This is
I
why
mean, you have a hole in it already.
Paul, do you see why my impression was rip out everything this guy did?
Look at this.
No salvage.
Yeah, it's all over.
And it's all over.
Look at
I mean, these
Look at this.
So
Look at that. Look.
Gotham City Solutions.
Look at that.
It's just chipping off quality option, the cheapest.
this is low grade. I mean, if you're putting down.
He cheaped out on every single piece of every single thing.
I didn't realize.
Did he ever get back to you on
Yeah,
sort of
that's a
part-
good eye. I mean, that's.
I didn't realize some
Look
of
at
these.
this.
Look at this shit.
This one was chipping here. Look at this. Look.
It's garbage.
This is a normal knot.
Did he get back to you on any sort of partial refund? Call him.
No, he didn't.
No, this is low grade. This is low grade. Okay, I don't say garbage. It's low grade.
So,
And this is not.
what are we gonna
With this
do?
all in mind.
We're gonna get pre-finished wood, regular one, good one. We don't have to go back and to get this cheap one. Yeah, one time. Not bringing machines,
Yeah.
start,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, and we'll just get
It'll be faster, too.
3 to 4 days.
Yep.
at least.
At least.
and more
Okay.
cheaper.
I mean, we'll trust your judgment.
Let's make sure that this is proper before we leave it.
Yeah.
Now, you want this?
No brownness.
You want this size of the slab, or you want it bigger?
You want it wider
Wide.
or the
It doesn't
3
make a
inch?
difference to me, honestly.
Maybe to him, not to him. You want this size wide slab, or
Yes.
you want big one?
No, this size is good. Like this, exactly.
Yes.
Yep. This is perfect.
Okay.
This will save time, actually, you're right. It's a better idea.
Just pre-finished.
Yeah.
Let's look this over before we give it to him, okay? And make sure we all agree.
So what we'll do now
This one.
is...
Door over here, right?
Yeah.
What do you want the door to open?
Do you want it in or out? Like where
Because
how
they
you want
plan
it?
it, these
Yeah.
people, they plan it out. Which
figured
doesn't
it
make
would
no
open
sense
out.
to pull
You
it.
want it out, so you pull to get in?
I would say this way.
So push to get in.
Yeah, push to get in. You don't get in, it's not away from anything and goes against this wall. Look at how they did. How are you going to open this way?
What if I'm teaching and there's 5 students in here and there's a fire and I want to run to get out and they push on me? I want to be able to leave my students in here to burn after I set my bike.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
We'll take care of
Yeah, we'll do
Push
to get in.
open, push to get in?
Push to get in.
Is that harder to do it that way or easy?
It's proper,
It's
I
not
think.
convenient
Proper.
to do like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's convenient, I think. That's the
Okay,
word.
we'll do it that way then.
It doesn't matter to do it.
Yeah, fuck it.
That's like the least of my concern.
Yeah, mine too.
You want
Let's
to...
go over the sheet.
Now,
With-
another thing. Are you want molding?
Yes.
And on the
molding,
top, are
yeah.
you want small quarter moon molding? Which one? You want the
What do you think looks
wide
better?
one? This is kind of commercial.
Yeah. So wide one?
So you want to keep the price a little bit low.
Yeah.
You go with quarter moon.
What do you think, Paul?
Qu-
All these.
quarter-
Small molding.
Small molding is fine, it's not a big deal
Doesn't
to me.
matter.
That's the small quarter moon one. You know Yeah.
No, I did not.
Because the walls are good shape.
So
We should leave here with everything that was discussed on that sheet.
All stuff that's gonna be done, or you want me to do it? How
You send me all things needs to be done.
Perfect.
And I'll give you the price for
Okay,
everything.
perfect. That way it'll be easier and in paper, right? So that
Yes.
there's no
So
surprise.
everything that we discussed, like with the small
Approximately.
molding, big molding, way doors open, let's write all this stuff down.
Everything paper.
And I want to be able to give you back your pen.
Price for the 3 inch and the 5 inch.
3-inch
And
one.
the 5 inch wide board. You have the 3 inch board,
Yeah, he
give
said,
it to me for the 5 inch board.
5 inches. Not much difference, just goes fast the job.
I like the wide.
Wide.
Do you like the wider? Is there a reason for
I think it's.
besides
more up to
faster?
date. No,
Oh.
it's not for the fast.
But at this type of floor, which is not on level, I will go with that
With this
small.
smaller, because it's not
It's
level.
more easy to correct that.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
If you have wide piece and the floor is not even, it's
And it
not-
could rock on it.
exactly. If it's
Yeah.
small, like we do it, this one could be corrected little by little.
Yep.
Alright, let's.
So with this in mind, approximately, do you have a number?
I don't know.
It's difficult,
I
right?
don't.
Yeah.
Well, let's make sure we have everything written down the same as we explained it before we ask for a number.
Yep. All right. So let's
let's
start from the
I will-
front.
I will
Actually.
sit
Here.
and I mean labor for that removing the floor,
Yeah,
labor
yeah.
for garbage area.
Let me get the pen.
Because that's not like it's saying in the sheet.
Well, what we're gonna do
This
is
the second coat.
yeah to make it organized. We're gonna go over everything again, just like quick summary. You know, from the front to the back.
Okay.
That way we're all on the same page in the paper. We give you a paper.
No.
You do what the paper says,
Proposal.
and that's it. That way everybody is, on the same page. Here, I guess we have to decide now so that he knows what to do. I say just like he was saying, make a, sort of like a curve here.
Just for the size of the opening door.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that on paper now, but we're gonna find out once we get this tile up and see what the substrate
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Because that crack in the floor bothers me. What's under here? Why is this raised? We'll figure it out.
Wonder what's under there.
Wish we had this ice scraper. It's scraping up right
Oh,
now.
wait, no space.
Should have let him finish his scraping. Should have got a little bit more labor out of him. Let him finish this, and tell him get out.
Found a way to the basement somewhere.
That's what Jeff was saying too, but
Yeah, just do this and then get out.
There was one project we were reading on. It was supposed to be a certain amount of time. He started in 2013. He said, "Oh yeah, I can't get this done right now because there's snow in the driveway, so I can't come by for these 3 months." Then they kept pushing and pushing once it was summer. He didn't show up. He said, "I'll show up next year." And then next year he stopped. It was drawn out for 4 years, like the whole case history. You have to dig to find it, but it made me. It was just sickening to read it.
Jim, can we change these so that you push to get out?
You have to unmount the whole thing and turn it around.
Because, you know,
this is counterintuitive.
Especially emergency or something, you want to.
This is custom made. This patent on top. You can't do it.
No?
No.
Specifically for that? Shoot.
You can.
All right.
She wanted it to come in, and we said it, and
You
this
gave
is
her
the way
like
that it was made.
yeah, okay.
And
All right.
that was it.
What do you do if there's a fire?
You open the door and
You
pile up against each other.
and then you die.
We have to have fire drills.
Or
where
the
we
first
see it.
makes 0 sense.
The first person gets cut by all the glasses, we break through, and there you go.
So who's the fastest one here? You're the soccer player,
Pretty,
actually.
pretty.
You are. What's the fastest one?
I'm the fastest drawer of Nerf gun.
Okay,
He's the
so
fastest.
What we could do, if you agree with Mr. Weber, we could cut the bar a little bit, both panels, and we could go a little high to have logo, or to have something to do on this little area, or to go the floor all the way.
Yeah, if it comes like that, that would be a good idea.
If Jeff proved it.
yeah,
That's cheap.
that's. I mean, that's later.
Grind the floor down a little to sink it.
That's more labor, to be honest with you. It's not.
Much
yeah.
more labor.
It's not needed. Yeah, you don't get much. What are you getting? That's fine. No, don't worry about that. So maybe an arc, like I said, which is what I have here, right? The arc by the door,
Yes.
and that's it. It's nice and simple.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, yeah. So the floor, you're just gonna use 2x4s, right?
Whatever it needs. Start with 2x4 when it needs 2x4,
Okay.
or half 2x2,
Whatever
or
is
2x1
Okay.
when needed. Starting 0
Yeah.
and going
I
up.
thought we agreed not to do that. That's a platform.
No platform. That's
No
what I'm saying.
platform,
No.
that's what I'm saying, but in that area.
No, we don't want to go up or anything. We
Oh.
just want the 3/4 inch plywood and that's it.
Just shims under the
Yeah,
plywood.
just shims, yeah.
No deck.
No deck. No decking. This is not a backyard barbecue, no deck.
This looks like a deck.
Yeah, it does.
Direct
That deck.
plywood on top of the floor.
Wood right on top of the floor.
Yes.
Does anybody have a
That wall,
typewriter?
no, that
You're
wall, yeah.
gonna move that.
The air conditioner.
You're
get
gonna
rid
move
of
that
it.
AC back.
I just want to say everything now.
Yeah. Paul, do you have a typewriter?
Yes, no, no.
I bet there's one
I
downstairs.
just found out my parents threw it away. I was so upset. Lost my typewriter.
Was yours electronic or?
Daisy wheel. Yeah, the little daisy wheel one.
Plywood on top of floor, no platform. That's that.
Got it.
The arc here by the door that we got. What else? So
We got the electric already.
yeah, electric.
Yeah.
You want to add maybe?
I don't have anything about the switches in there. That I want the
Okay, so let's
the
add
switches
3.
separated back
So
out.
number 3.
Switch.
I'll type all
For
this up by the way
store
for you. Make it nice.
Switches for
For the store lights.
store lights.
Yeah.
So one for each, and one is gonna be separate only for this area.
Yeah, this area and then 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
So four switches altogether.
Okay, so the finished floor is going to be pre-finished.
Yes.
So just add
floor.
that floor in there. Maybe in part of 2 or platform, the pre-finished floor.
Oh, thank you.
Clipboard.
That's perfect.
No, that's vinyl.
Makes a good clipboard, actually.
Pre-finished floor.
There's stuff in the
And you said
office.
maybe 3-inch.
Yeah.
That's 3 inch. Those
Everything
five
that guy
screen.
got is actually.
3 inch.
Yeah.
3 inch, John.
Anybody who says keep trying to no.
Pure.
Because his eye saw it, but your eye didn't. And I saw the stuff outside, and Sonny saw it outside, but we didn't see it in the office.
What else?
There's so much stuff that we're gonna miss if we reuse any of what that dude did.
This.
And I don't, you just can't risk it.
So AC, I put it in there.
Can't.
I didn't make it.
Relocate the AC.
Yeah, relocate AC to
I
the
got it.
wall. So I'm gonna just make it.
That's in there. It's written.
Well, no, I'm gonna scrap this because too many changes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna start from room to room.
Bathrooms. we
So
already-
yeah, bathrooms is when we go,
Yeah.
you know,
Painting.
painting actually. So what color? Same color? We're gonna leave it?
The color that was in the picture.
Oh, okay. So you want the beige?
This they didn't do enough layers of paint. So
We didn't pick an actual color chip yet.
You give me
but
the
beige.
code.
Yeah, we'll give the code. So put color. We'll give code.
You give me
Anything to be done here before we leave the room? Because we can't add stuff after we leave.
Do we want to change that? Have them change that to a baseboard? We'd like to get some kind of either cast iron or regular baseboard for this instead of this one.
taking this out.
Not take it out, but yeah, get rid of this
Relocate.
and just put a baseboard.
Oh, to put one baseboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this one was good to have this pulling in that corner because it's the
It
middle.
can't.
Underneath, apparently, you couldn't.
There's a wall that begins right here. And
But we could-
this is all blocked off.
We could extend this pipe, going inside in that box and come in that corner.
I don't know. Yeah, what's in here? I don't know what's behind that.
It's empty.
Empty. It's empty.
Even it doesn't matter if we bring that one with one elbow or we go flush with the floor. We
That-
go
that'll
this
do
in the
it.
corner
Yeah.
because this is not location for this. Middle of
Yeah,
the.
I know.
Well, it was right there where you're
It was
standing.
actually even more middle.
So we'll bring it in that corner. Okay, radiator.
So this whole thing was a room.
And not put back the radiator. Change it to a baseboard across the whole window. A 8-foot baseboard all the way.
Baseboard is electric. You must go with radiator. But
Well, yeah,
different design.
The flat.
Thin,
the
flat
flat up
design.
against the wall.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Relocate. Radiator. On front.
Okay, anything else in the front before we leave?
For the paint, you just give
Just
me,
the electrical
the ceiling
outlets,
is
that's
flat
the
white,
sheet.
and you give me the code for all the walls
yes,
and bathrooms.
Clusterfuck up here.
Yeah, so, just...
Plaster, I
Plaster,
know.
exactly.
And leave access to that, I guess.
Box.
Put that in the ceiling and put a box.
Panel box.
Yeah, put just a cover over it. Something nice.
So you want to have box for this wires.
Yeah, I want to be able to still get up in there.
Okay, so that's how it should be added in, yeah, perfect.
Box,
When we change the lights, we're changing them to dimmable, so I might have to get it in there.
box panel. On junction box.
Where was Jim when we needed him?
That's what I was saving.
We dealt with
a contractor and he goes, if you don't find someone,
He
let me
aged
know.
10 years dealing with this asshole
Jeff
before.
used me for everything. Now he's using me just for special projects.
Come on, that's special occasions, right?
Okay, so box panels.
That's what it was.
Front.
Yep. Anything? Do you want any outlets in the front? We did. We wanted that actually.
We need something.
So in this,
maybe not outlets, but we're going to eventually millwork and build a counter here. So I need a junction box over here that we can tie into for the counter.
Why there? We could come under the floor and
Why
bring
not?
it in.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the counter be more
Alright.
closer over here, Paul?
Somewhere here.
Yeah,
that's where it was in the drawing.
Okay, so
Yeah,
maybe in the
I don't know
floor?
where we're going to put it.
Okay,
Then that's later on then. If we're going to come up from the floor, then that's later on when we decide where it's going to be. So that's not
no,
your...
but
That's
when
not
we
he
put
has
the
to
floor
decide
in, we have
with
to
the
know
floor.
before we put the
Yeah.
floor in. So you could put the box and wire in.
Yep.
You have
we don't know where it's going to go yet.
So
Look at picture.
But that's the thing. So we can't. But he's saying that we have to decide now for it.
So that was where the bike was. Bike was over here in that video where he placed it. So the counter was going to go right along where this wall is, pretty much.
It wouldn't be a problem to drill through your floor and this floor later
from
on.
downstairs.
The counter was
Not
going to
from
be where
floor
this wall was, and this was going to be...
Not from here? Why
Not
not?
anymore.
Why not?
How are you gonna bring the wire here?
We go straight downstairs.
Basement. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
yeah,
You
he's
do
saying-
that from down.
He's saying drill down to up.
Either or.
Either or.
But either or, and we could do that later too. We don't have
No,
to.
if I do that now, I'm gonna put it under the plywood. I'm gonna cut the
Oh,
plywood
under
and
the
bring
instead of
conduit.
coming from the basement.
Yeah, coming from the basement.
Instead of, yeah.
Instead,
Okay.
that's what he
Instead
means.
of coming from basement.
Well, the counter is going to meet the wall, so just putting a junction box in the
let's
wall
put it
would
in
be
the wall.
fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, that'll be easy.
So as
So
long as
maybe
you have just
maybe-
a junction
Okay,
box.
can you mark it for me where? To make sure you want it inside the counter or you want it outside?
Inside the counter so that it could be run through the
So
counter.
where exactly?
So where? Let's see.
Do you have any
where's
measurements?
No.
We don't have measurements in the counter.
Our
right?
architects screw this over.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, this is a rough idea, right? We don't have exact measurements.
So, if I put this right here somewhere.
Think about that. How many people are going to be sitting? You come walking in and the person's all the way over there. You have all this space.
Yeah, we need space though.
How many
Can you
outlets
fit here? This is a lot of space for people to mill about.
Yeah, that's fine.
How many outlets?
We can have seats, we can have...
2 double? 8?
Probably 3 double.
3 double.
I don't mind the space in the front.
Well, no, this just has to be a junction box to put 3 double in the counter. The counter is going to be built here, and then we need outlet inside the counter. I just need a junction box. Yeah, just a junction box.
Here, so you want to add that in there? I don't mind having, plus we want to have seating there so they can sit.
So junction box with power.
So maybe seating there and at the counter. What do you think, when you're called up, right?
Yeah.
You still
I
have
think like
You can see the basement.
That could
So
be
cool.
for customers charging their phone.
Yeah.
They could fight over that outlet.
Yep.
Look downstairs.
So what do you think of this little seating area here, right?
Mhm.
And then seating area here, just like in this when they called up.
I like it.
Because if they're waiting to be serviced, they can sit. That way they don't sit at the service station, so to speak. I think that's actually perfect, yeah. All right, so that's enough space, so perfect, that's done. Anything else before we move to the middle room? Like, you guys have to decide now, or?
Painting this
Hold
match
it.
that color.
Okay, so,
I'm working with.
well, yeah, he has paint in his. Anything else you can think of? You guys have to think of it now before we move on, because I'm not adding a single thing to that.
Exit sign, I'll take care of it.
Okay,
I'll install the
that's
exit
fine.
sign. And emergency lights, exit sign, I'll take care of it. Huh? Crooked, sideways.
No. All right, anything else?
They're painting the wall here so that it matches that color.
Yes, yeah, that's, he has that in there already.
Okay, so then moving into...
The paint very slowly.
We're gonna leave that?
The pipe?
Yeah. What are we gonna do with the pipe?
I think I would like it just wire brushed and painted.
So we're leaving?
Yeah, leave it. You don't have to box it in.
This is every single one of these things is gonna add to the price.
But that's what I'm saying, so we leave it? Yeah, leave it. Okay, so leave it.
Just one wish list.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, that pipe there, leave it, just maybe paint it.
Scrape it.
Wire brush and paint.
Exactly.
Plaster around.
That's it, yeah.
Don't plaster.
No, I'm saying the around the pipe and on top. And you see these openings?
It's open.
And it's scooching plate.
No, I'm saying along. I'm saying here in this way.
That's all gonna break. That's a heating pipe.
It's gonna keep expanding, contracting.
It's gonna break. It's gonna crack.
Okay, I'll scrape it and paint it.
Yeah, just scrape it.
What's that wire over here?
That's for the gates.
So we have to put it inside the sheet rack. To open the sheet rack and push it in.
Let's do that.
You're gonna plaster fill this.
I think we know what that's
No, that's the top.
No, that's fine. That's quick. They just cut it, push it in, and close it up.
I think we should box it in.
That's quick, right? It's
Yeah,
nice.
just cut the sheet rack and push it in and plaster.
Close it back.
Lock it
I
inside.
don't want somebody to leave.
That's fine.
You're having a small.
This stay as is. No
This
paint.
stays as is,
Just
no
clean.
changing. They're just
Just clean it.
Box it
I
in.
have just like that.
Let me put it this way.
I'm scared at this point, from
You know,
this guy, 38 days and he did this.
I mean,
We're traumatized.
If it comes to it, I can make
Even
it.
they didn't do right what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying I'm perfect because everybody who comes after say, oh, everything is wrong. I'm not that type of person. If something is right, I say is right. It doesn't matter. But everything they did over here, it doesn't look to me they know what they was doing.
You should have read his reaction when he came in. He came in here and he almost fainted seeing this. He's like, this is junk. He said exactly what we were saying. He said they started off well there and then halfway they just...
Yeah, after day 11.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ground floor. How are you going to use this?
Nope.
This, you could use it in upper floors, it's fine, but not in the sub. This always from the basement get moisture.
Yep.
Nothing happened. In a couple of years, we'll start buckling.
Yep.
This is...
Paul, so you remember about the lights? You said you wanted 3 separate...
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay.
That was written down.
Is that... I don't think you wrote it down actually.
This is for lights, yeah, for lights.
But the 3 separate?
Four.
Oh, perfect.
Four there and one for
Nice.
here.
Okay, that's perfect. So that's there. Anything before we move on?
Up here?
Yeah. Nothing here?
No,
Okay.
that's okay.
We want to keep the doors, by the way. So
Yeah,
when you
sure.
guys take them
Anything you wanna
off,
keep,
maybe
let
like
me know.
put it on the side or something?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. It's good for me because I don't have to.
How much did Eugene say this door was?
I don't know what happened to that guy. He gave him $500 to stay that night and do that door. It was like $650 in materials.
What is he?
How much do you think this door is?
How much? Yeah, how much are these solid wood core doors?
This is not solid wood. This is.
They're solid core.
Yeah, probably $60.
$60. He said it was like
He
600.
said it
He
was
added a zero.
600.
He added a zero.
He added a zero.
These are $600 doors. They're industrial.
This
No,
is
they're not.
pressed wood inside. This is pressed wood inside and wood frames. Very little wood frames.
Gotham City Solutions.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We told him commercial doors. I was expecting those doors here as well. Something like that. The aluminum with the glass. And this is what he brought us.
Not commercial.
And this is what he said was $600.
He actually
It's
said
just little wood.
he said this was commercial. I'm not even
Because
kidding.
when he said $600, I thought he got us those. And no, he got us these.
Yeah. Look at the knob.
With $25 knobs.
That's not even. That's a
That's
$3 knob.
Probably is $8-9.
No, one locks. That's $25 between the pair. One of them has.
Oh man. All right. So we're done here in this room, right? Everything was covered.
Yes.
Every corner was covered, so
Yes.
that we don't add anything. Because what I'm doing is
Moving this back.
We're taking this out
on the wall.
and we're gonna move this AC in that corner.
Or just on that wall, however it fits. Because you'll have to just stretch the hoses out and put
That's
it
what
right
I'm
there.
gonna try.
Yeah.
Make sure it blows the cold air right on Hannah and Olga.
Hose is very small.
You should. They're very reliable. I install them sometimes.
I used to deal with. I had a few times I moved.
He had one in his
Sometimes
bedroom.
You can sometimes very.
Well, that.
He had one in his
Yeah,
bedroom.
if they're old, yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
now middle room.
You have to be very careful, sprinkler head.
I know. It's so weird.
How does that sprinkler head sprinkler from its position?
That's first violation when somebody comes in to do the sprinkler.
But
By bearing inside
that's
that
not
sprinkler
from
head.
us. That was there.
That was there.
That's how it was.
That's first violation.
Well, it's gonna be gone anyway.
Yeah, now it'll be
I'll show you
fine.
how it works.
No, thank you. No thanks.
Let's let the place go mysteriously on fire the day that I get.
No,
Lose
after
my
the
bank
floors are put on, we'll try it.
All right. So ideally, once
we
that's
need
moved,
floor
that's what's
drains then.
sticking out,
So
right?
in this room, removing this wall,
Yes. Relocating the AC.
relocate AC, remove this wall, get rid of this absolute
Everything
garbage.
else
Because that-
Get rid of the deck.
Yes.
All right, so going back to that, because once this is on the wall, we're gonna have to do something with this.
Why?
Why? That's fine. Just
No, you can't have it coming down. You
That's
have it
gonna look
coming
so
down.
ugly.
What is?
The sprinkler.
You have
No, it's
all the
branch.
heads.
It's branch.
It actually,
Just have it dangling.
it actually
But
can
the
be
sprinkler
removed.
goes through
Moving a
that-
sprinkler gets into the territory of super
It's not coming out,
expensive.
it's all the
No, it's
branches.
Fire safety.
Well, that can be removed.
So where are you going?
That's
You're gonna
fine.
move a sprinkler.
That's extra. That can
What
be
we could
removed
do
if we want to.
It's
If
just
we
somebody
That has to
to-
be addressed now.
To drain the line, you could put the sprinkler head right on pipe and remove it, that branch which is coming down.
What's
Yeah,
wrong with
if
that
you
sprinkler
take it
being over there?
and then
It's gonna look
flip
so
it up.
ugly hanging
No,
down.
I could take the head and I could take the
It creates
extension,
water.
put the head.
Yeah, recurring revenue.
Hold on, have to drain the lines.
I think all you have to do is plug it though. Just like that one's plugged. Because you have a head right here. You don't need another head right
And
there.
we could do that too.
So that
just-
one's plugged. You have
Let's
another
plug
head
it.
past there.
This
So
one, yeah.
you don't even need that. You just
Sorry.
take it off, put a plug in.
Yeah,
Okay, so take this off, put a plug in.
yeah.
How about that? Let's just here. Let me add that in there.
Yeah, another one.
You
Plug.
just have to wear a raincoat and turn
Yeah,
on the
that's
fire
that
system.
one's look. That one's already plugged, by the way.
Yeah. See, that one has a head right there, so you don't need a head there.
Those heads look
Is
nice.
that okay with you, Jeff?
I step back, that's up to the fire department or. No,
Okay,
the sprinkler.
True, actually, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the sprinkler.
I don't know how many feet you need
Yeah.
in between. And with this wall now going up.
That wall's gone. We're taking that down.
Yeah, this is gone.
That's gone.
They put it in the wrong
They
place.
put it in the wrong place.
The architect that we hired put the wall through the electrical panel.
By
The
the
contractor,
floor-
before
by the
telling
floor
us, said,
plans.
okay, that's wrong, so let's just put it somewhere
By the
else.
floor
that I-
plans, I'm sorry. How many square feet is this space, Mr. Wood? The whole first floor?
The first floor is 2,500.
2,500. That's what we lost.
2,300 in Washington.
He has a tool. He says 20.
I spent 100
Plus the loss.
Landlord!
like 23 or 2,500. It was like 17.
No, it was 17. The best was the one that they said 1,800. It was 850.
It was 850.
This was actually the closest. It was advertised at 25. It was like 2,250 to 2,300. This was actually the closest. I was amazed.
Like, there's always a 10% room, right?
No, I told your son when I showed up, I'm stunned. Like, you told me, the size that you told me is this is about what it actually is. I'm floored.
1,800 square feet. Oh. Yeah. All right, so moving on to the next room.
Just once the floor is out, put the door back.
Is this door here?
Yes, it better be.
Right there.
No, that's Lewis's back door.
Is it? Well, no, I think under it. I think there's, no? I think there's a... I saw it somewhere here.
There's no reason that that door should be gone.
I know that man was likely too lazy to dispose of it. In my opinion.
It might be in the basement.
So you're removing this wall and you're putting it someplace else, or?
No, it's open space, right?
Like the
Cap this off.
This is it.
every repair shop has a wall between the customer
Which
makes everything look shady.
That is so heavy.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's commercial.
That's a commercial door. That's a solid core door.
Alright, so starting in this room now, from the start.
Going down, we got that.
Yeah, from here going down. So close that up.
Closing that up. Everything we talked about, we know already.
Outlets, anything additional?
Now,
The same,
we're
right?
going to add-
Not all the way up here. That.
How many outlets we have in this side? Same.
This is 8, so probably about 6 over here because we have short from the bathrooms.
Okay, how do we want it spaced out? So let's tell him now.
Where do you want it?
Yeah. So where do we
Same
want it?
height, I know.
Yeah, about the same thing. Yeah. That looks good like it is. So like,
Okay, so
well,
duplicate that.
I guess we have these things. So maybe start 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 over here.
Okay, I got it, we have it.
So 1 before the break, then 2 within this, and then 1 over here.
You want to separate circuit breaker?
This wall, 1, I guess 1 circuit breaker should be enough. 2 for that one, and then 1 for the back wall. So
How many we put in that wall?
1, 2, 3, and then 4 all the way in the corner.
So 4 in that.
Yeah.
5 in this one.
You want to write it just in case?
Breaker. How many in this wall?
Maybe just 1, 2,
3, 4.
3, 4. We're thinking refrigerator back here, microwave,
Sometime down the
coffee, something like that back here.
You want to make a little kitchen?
Something like that, yeah.
Kitchenette.
So you
Yeah.
need more.
We need what?
You need more, maybe.
Oh, more?
Yeah.
So refrigerator, so 1 over here for refrigerator, and then coffee and microwave, so maybe 1 over here for coffee
You
and
want to put here,
microwave.
this way?
Yeah, sink over here because the plumbing's right on this side of the wall.
Yes.
So sink right here would be easy.
We're asking for
And then like counter, coffee maker.
So
Are we
you
there?
have to do the plumbing one.
It's just
No,
written in paper.
That's a later thing.
But the work that we're asking for is twice what we asked Sonny for.
Yeah.
And if what Sonny
I'll-
asked for is approximately 20K, then that means
Well, I'll give that paper to
Yeah,
Sonny.
let's see it.
I'll make a copy of that because I'm getting it. I'm gonna write it all down nicely. I want everything in paper so that we don't change anything on him or anybody
I
that's
think
gonna
we're
do this
also
job.
we're making it into a wish list.
I don't think so.
Well, that's
Yeah.
These are just the basics. What's the wish list here?
done. Over here in this room, any electric, anything, no?
The 240 volt needs to come from the ceiling and bring it down. This one. We want this 240 volt just down here. Or down here. Where we can reach it. That's all.
Right here?
Yeah.
Does it have to be moved?
It doesn't have to be, but if you're not gonna get on a ladder to plug something
So
in.
you want
to
240?
plug this out now?
You're double with
That is 240.
You want 240 here?
Yeah. Just move that one. Run that down.
One.
Just one.
So one double. One double.
One was
Yeah.
One with 2 outlets. And same thing, just paint it. Or you want to paint, I want to keep it as is.
Just clean up maybe?
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that eventually, and we're gonna pipe the vent through to the other side.
That's for later.
That's later.
Yeah. So maybe just clean it.
Yeah.
Well, later is going to make you mess. You have to start painting again.
That's-
You better, whatever you think you have to do it, you better do it now when we're working.
No, we want to get done fast.
Yeah,
we want to get done cheap.
we've been already, this guy is, 38 days.
Small things like that we'll take care of once we move into space.
It's not needed, that's the thing.
We got
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yep,
I got everything.
down.
We got
Everything's written down there.
So, arc by door, find out what's inside. Plywood on top of floor, no platform. Switches for lights. Relocate the AC. Painting. We have to give him a
You
code.
give the codes.
Relocate the radiator in the front. Box panel on junction box on the ceiling. Junction box with power. Remove the sprinkler head. And then this stuff. Remove the
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I have
that's
that.
right. I'm going to retype that.
Fix.
I'm going to make all this into a nice single page for you to type up.
They're going to give us the code.
Yeah, we'll give them the code.
Oh, the code is here if you want to go same color.
This is different one.
No, we want the color that's in this picture.
Oh, it's different.
That's different.
Okay.
You guys are winning architects.
Yeah?
This guy did more work than my architect did. Look at this.
Just a random fan makes something better than the architect could.
For 7K. This was free.
This was free, completely free.
Legitimate.
It looks exactly like what we would want it to look like.
Yeah, like they actually put the design and stuff in the...
There's no data recovery cabinet.
That's fine.
I want a bubble over here. I want a glass bubble.
And go take this up, make it look nice.
Tomorrow, I will say tomorrow is Friday. By Monday morning,
You'll give me a call.
I'll give you the code for everything.
Perfect, beautiful.
And,
And,
and I'm ready to start if everything is okay.
By Monday, Tuesday?
If you say okay Monday, I'll start Tuesday morning.
Okay, all right. Anything else before we leave so that, we give him heads up, it goes on the sheet? Because once the sheet that I'm giving him, we're not adding
Figure
anything
out
to
what's
it.
shorted that's keeping this on.
I'll
So-
take care of that. Don't worry.
Yeah, just find the short. You don't have to fix the light. If you find one of these ballasts is bad, just leave it disconnected,
I'll
because
find
we're
it.
going to change everything eventually.
I'll find that.
Yeah,
Where is the short?
All right,
and just mark it and leave
do you
it
have a pen?
disconnected.
So let me just, I can.
And all those new pipes, the ceiling, you want to paint same color code as the ceiling. If it's in wall, same color code as the wall. And all those columns you paint same color as the wall. So you make it separate a little bit.
That would be good. I don't know why they trimmed around the freaking thing. That was.
He was doing that according to employees so that it looked like they were getting outlets done so that they could move to the next stage of the project. And the day after he did this, he presented Steve with a contract for
But
a
why
change
would you
order
not
and some
paint
other
it?
stuff.
They were painting. Why wouldn't you paint the conduit? If you don't want to paint the boxes, don't paint the boxes. But the conduit should be the same color.
In your
What do you
opinion. In my opinion, Steve's opinion thinks he's
Are we gonna do?
So what are we doing with the drop down here?
They still work, so we can repurpose them for
Bicycle
desks.
charging.
Yeah, desks in the middle of the space.
Okay, so
I can still
we're
drop
leaving
them.
that as
Yeah,
is.
leave them as is.
Okay,
They still
leave
work.
that as is.
Tesla charging station.
Stop it! No Tesla service. Yeah, we need a garage door in the whole front, and we're gonna drive Teslas in here. No,
He's a mechanic.
no.
He loves Teslas.
Oh
It's his
God,
favorite
no.
vehicle brand to work on.
No.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
Let's go. Steve.
Okay.
So we have the. Okay, so I'm gonna email you this. When I get to the
Nice
office.
and clean.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna type this
If
over.
we repeat something twice,
Of course.
remove it.
Yeah.
If it's something comes up in your mind,
Yeah.
you just.
I'll send you a copy of floor plan as well.
Huh?
I'll send you a
Yeah,
detailed
and
floor
send
plan
me
as well.
that will be good.
And what I'll do is I'll
If you wanted to keep these shelves, put it down in the basement.
yes.
Whatever you want to
Yeah.
save,
Yeah.
put it down
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or otherwise it goes out the door.
Yeah. I was thinking of selling those strips and just writing life mistake on them as like a little souvenir.
Yeah, that would
I'll
work.
write something.
Because they're already small chunks anyway. That would be good to mail and everything.
Yeah, life mistake. Life lesson, big mistake.
You know, we need to get a rubber stamp of your logo so we could put the sheep on it and then write
You
that.
can own a small piece of one of my worst life decisions. Wow, this would have made. Look at this. This is like an helm. Look at that.
I was thinking about doing something interesting with this
Take that and just toss some stuff.
He said he had 4 guys to work with him. He's only 1 guy. 38 days. This is
one
what you
guy
see.
and sometimes
38
his
days.
brother.
38 days, right here.
4,000 square feet floor and 324, Mr. Weber knows. I did it for 3 days. 4,000.
If you double that, 6 days then.
4,000 square feet.
4,000.
Yes.
3 days?
3 days. Well, 3 days with 3 guys.
This is correct. When you're dealing as a landlord, as I said, we get it done.
Yeah. You have to. Because the more time you waste. All right, I think that wraps it up. Let's. Do you want to eat?
No, you sure? Thank you very much.
I have the door waiting for me.
I do owe Jim. Once he starts and hopefully working here, I'll bring him.
Don't worry about it.
For yesterday.
I'll make you happy.
I didn't forget about yesterday.
I'll make you happy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
If everybody can be like you, you know, to all the time we wait for people and for the owners, and that's how it goes. It's
He was exactly on time here.
You go and see, you go on Subway.
I was
and you
late.
get stuck.
It sort of flipped because you're usually used to it.
For me, it's a big problem.
It
And
is.
Mr. Weber does always.
Yeah.
If he says, I'll be there,
Clockwork.
he's always, and I like to. Even if I don't do nothing, at least
And that's the same
I'm
thing
on
with me.
time.
That's why.
Every time this guy said he'd be here, he would show up at 10. He said day at 10. Like he'd show up at 11 at 10:45.
The customer needed it. Like,
I don't do that.
You know, they paid a lot of money to get it expedited. So when he called, I'm like, oh no. You know, I didn't put an alarm or anything in my phone. So I'm like, that's, you know, I did what I hate to be done to me. So.
This would look great.
Yep.
So let's type up a proper scope of work, because I started doing it when you said let's come here. Let's make sure it's perfect, and then we can present it to everybody.
It's all right here.
Or it's concrete because
That way, I just hand it to people.
Yeah, because the next is a Brenner and some.
By the way, it looks good.
Yep.
This front door.
Yeah, so far what I want to do, I want to have a perfect scope of work and then type it up for Brenner, Sonny, and this gentleman. Because I was doing it, that was on my schedule today, but that said start doing that at 4, and Steve said like this guy's gonna want to meet at 4:30, so whatever. But this will, as long as everything is perfectly written down. Ideally, we would have an architect managing, but I tried.
We definitely tried.
I mean, it was my full intention to pay someone their ass rate to do that.
You wanted to. You really did. You honestly really wanted to.
As long as we write everything down perfectly. And also the things, like, for example, I don't want, he has his specific method of leveling floors, so I may leave that out and just write, here's what we want. You put in the method for Brenner and Sonny. Let Brenner and Sonny decide how they would want to level it. But I'm not going to include that in the scope of work that we give to everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Jim. As always, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, bye. Jeff, we'll stay in touch. Louis has to... That guy knew stuff like 10 times.
And if he doesn't know his stuff, or his house burned down, or anything like that, YouTube will let me know! No, seriously, I'm not letting that happen.
Yeah.
So, the main thing is to make sure we have a perfect scope of work, but also, he had a specific way of wanting to level the floor, right?
Yeah.
So what I think we should do is, for that set, okay, we make the scope of work for him, including his way of leveling the floor. Yeah. But when I meet with Brenner and Sonny, and to get an exact quote, I want their quotes to be based on their own way of leveling it. So I'm not going to say, put 2x4, this, that, there. Yeah. Let's make this, and also, if this, keep in mind, we are asking him to do probably twice as much things as Sonny was going to do. I want to make sure that this quote doesn't wind up being twice Sonny's because we're asking for twice as much stuff. That's why I was
what's the twice as much? I don't get what twice as much is.
Look for what?
He's saying
we have twice as many line items here.
No, we were just clear. That's the difference.
Went very specific.
Exactly.
We took one of your line items and made it into 3.
Okay. But that doesn't make the price times 3, right?
It should.
No, it does not.
I don't want to take Sonny's
because I don't want to add anything to this once it's done.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't want to take Sonny's 20K and
Like
turn it into
I
80K.
don't want there to be the smallest excuse of, oh, you added stuff to the work order after we started. Like, no. Everything is done before we do that.
So let's type this up and have it be perfect and email it to him. And see what he says. You know, I asked him in the beginning, I said, you know, I really want to find somebody to help me do these basic things. Do you know anybody? And he didn't, he said,
Well,
I think I know somebody.
He said he don't want him to be locked up.
Fucker! Something to remember!
Which is fair, I mean. If you had your, you know, best guy or something, you
I
want
don't
him to be.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm not giving Drive Saver Steve. I'm not giving Jess a David.
Alright, so everything is outlined.
Please
right
don't
here.
touch Eugene's electrical work.
No, hell no.
Just touch the wood next to it.
Closest
Don't
thing
touch the
I'm
nail. This nail is probably not going to 220 volts right now.
Alright, so his time frame was a week less than what he quoted, which was 3 weeks. So we can, with him, we can do it within 2 weeks, but I'm going to wait for his quote in writing.
Yeah, if he actually means what he's, if that landlord said you have 4,000 square foot flooring and everything done in 2 or 3 days, that's something.
He looks like the type that
he does have a, yeah, he started
here with 5 people.
He will come here with 6 people.
Yeah,
actually,
he started that
get shit
management
done.
company in 1982 because he was tired of dealing with other people's how other people manage buildings.
Yep.
So he has experience, I believe him.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
so
that landlord versus Hub. You notice the difference in how they.
Jesus Christ.
Like he's not the owner; he's the managing agent for the building
on the
co-op.
other hand,
but still,
Hub does have 10 times more money than them, probably. So
how do you know?
Hub buys like $80 million buildings in one shot. So
yeah, based on probably credit, which is why they can't provide.
I don't know, but Hub is bigger. Hub, they have a lot of.
I'd rather have him as a landlord.
Oh
than
yeah,
Hub.
no, times 10. That's why they don't give a shit. Hub doesn't give a shit because they don't need to give a shit.
Yeah,
like that's the difference.
In your opinion.
In my opinion. Obviously. Everything here said is in my opinion, by the way. Just saying.
Every now and then, maybe Paul's opinion.
And every now and then, Paul's
opinion. Okay. Food and then work?
Food and then work.
Food,
yeah,
work.
Time to leave. Okay.
Opinions here may not represent Rossmann Repair Group.
Do not represent.
It's subsidiaries.
Do not, may not.
No, may not. Some of them do.
All opinions here about Eugene are representative of Paul.
No!
Paul S. Electric.
No way.
Let's wrap it up. Let's get out. Okay, let's get out of here. Food. Wait, that's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
I like the part where he's like 2,500 square feet. It's like, come on, man. I signed the lease. You know, you can stop.
He did say within 10%, so we'll give him that. Yeah. Give him that.
He couldn't help himself. I said 23. He's like, no, 25. Loss factor. What loss factor?
He hit him with the loss.
What loss factor?
Yeah, he
the lobby?
triggers.
Is it the lobby?
He knew that triggers you too.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I like that.
He got you. You got trolled. You got trolled.
I like that guy as a landlord.
No, he's really,
Can we take this door and turn it into a bathroom door?
He's really respectful.
For our store?
Yeah.
You have to take a measurement.
Our bathroom door.
When I told him that
600.
It is. You can check the pricing.
I can check the price. Yeah, it's $30.
Eugene at Gotham City. In your opinion.
In my opinion.
In your opinion. Opinions are just.
Yeah.
I even directly told him I want doors with windows, aluminum, industrial doors. And he said, oh, I got you industrial doors. These are industrial doors.
Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, food, and then work, and then typing up a perfect scope of work. I wanted to do this before meeting with people, but I didn't want to miss out on meeting this guy while he's available. Then he's not going to be available for another month.
Yep.
That's a nice looking hotel across the street. And the apartment building over the complex over there has its own waterfall. Did you see the waterfall? Do you know why that door sounds like the Fang motor when you're bringing it down?
Because you haven't put any grease in it.
So can I start greasing it?
No, you don't know where to grease it. I will grease it. My father brought me a whole can of your chain grease for this door. I just got to bring it in here. Yes, I just got to bring it in here and grease it.
Does it automatically stop?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna make this into a good place. Fuck Eugene. Yo, we said it at the same time. No, seriously, I'm not gonna let him ruin my fucking business and company.
Right? Yeah,
that'd be great.
Maybe with this here too.
It's fucking.
The sad thing is, the people that I you know what the real
for the case that I saw,
for the case that I saw where they tried to sue him for like over $50,000 on an over $100-something-thousand job, what's really sad, it looks like their address changed around the time of the case. For all I know, they gave him so much money and lost so much money, it's possible that they actually had to move.
I was going to go to Gigi Cafe to get something to eat.
Have you been to Gigi's, Paul?
Yeah.
No, the other people that hired him could have lost so much money that that's possibly why they moved. Like, who knows what countless lives that person may have ruined being a... You know, apparently in California, remember when he was telling us, you know, I'll give you 5% if you give me the next job? Apparently in California, that's illegal. Really? That may actually be illegal in New York. Yeah, the whole concept of giving people a commission for finding the next construction job.
I would not be surprised if that's illegal here.
No, because why do you think anybody's recommending him? Think about it, 5% of $28,000.
To get 5%.
He probably, no, but that's probably the only area he's honest. Because think about it, if you get $1,400 for recommending him to me, that's $1,400 you got for doing nothing. And when he's saying, oh, that's a $600 door and it's actually $50, when he's changing out all the materials, that's what it's for. It's going at that. And also... yeah, but
it's his finder's fee?
Yeah, it's his finder's fee. That's probably the area where he's honest, in my opinion.
I love this in my opinion thing we got going on here.
In my opinion. No, it's important to have opinions, you know?
Opinions are like assholes.
Opinions are like contractors.
Because everyone's got one and they all stink.
Opinions are more reliable.
Hello. He's not going to be the reason that I go out of business. Screw that. Alright. Time to get food. Can I get a Spanish pie, please?
When we were talking to him, he said, you know, this is not right. This is the way it shouldn't have been. We should start at 0 when we start the floor on the high side. Start with 0. So I thought that meant put the plywood down and nail the plywood directly to the floor. That's starting at 0. But then we went, well, how much is the height difference? And he said, okay, so the height difference is we start at 2 up against the low wall. So he didn't mean put the plywood right down on there. He meant exactly the same thing Eugene did, was put the 2x4 on the ground and then put the plywood on top of that. What he would have done better than Eugene was actually properly shim it instead of nailing the things on the side of the subfloor frame. He would have actually properly shimmed it, but we would have still been in the same situation with the bathrooms and all that stuff. He didn't realize that that's what's already there. He doesn't realize how out this floor is. He'll figure it out once he pulls this out, that that's what was done. He thought he was going to do something different, but it was the exact same thing.
So, is he trying to give us a platform now?
No. We reorganized it, shut that down immediately within that conversation, and he's just going to put 3/4 inch plywood right on the existing floor that's underneath all this shit. So all this shit's going out, and then just 3/4 inch plywood, and then new fresh flooring on top of that. That's it.
But there's
with
raising bathrooms?
No raising bathrooms.
Nope. Is it going to be a step into the bathroom? Because you're putting plywood.
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be probably about maybe a whole inch worth of a step. So what he's going to do is put a marble, what is it called? A marble threshold. He'll get a wide marble threshold, and that will go in place there. That'll be mudded in place with a small ramp to go in instead.
Why not self-leveling concrete?
Why not self-leveling concrete?
He started off with self-leveling
Yes, he did start out with self-leveling concrete, and he also said that, oh no, this is all too high, we need to start with 0. He didn't know that it's already started with 0. It's already started with -0, because in that one area where he was pointing at specifically, Eugene had to cut the 2x4s in half lengthwise.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
There's only 1 inch of wood down on there with then the plywood on top of it. He doesn't even know that it was done that, because he sees where the radiator is, he sees how out it is, that's how out the whole room is. Nobody seems to understand this. This room is really kiltered to one direction, to 2 directions really. And that you can't use self-leveling concrete or epoxy or anything like that. If you wanted to make it level, this is the only way to do it, and he just proved it, that he said, well, I would do it like this, but this is your result. You have 5 inches to the bathroom, you have 8 inches to the heater, but you have an inch and a half on that high side in the corner, where he thought that we were already above it, but we're not.
I don't want a deck.
No deck. We're not decking.
How does this come out differently than a deck?
We need a fire pit in the middle of it, some grills around. No, we're not doing a deck.
How does this come out differently than a deck?
So the floor is not going to be completely flat. The floor will not be completely level, but it will be flat. It will be tilted to the one side, it will be tilted to the front, but you're gonna sit in a chair and you're not gonna go rolling, it's gonna be flat.